Hello and welcome back to Tea for Kings, Tea for Peasants. On this episode, I am so excited to be doing a review of this Nepali breakfast tea from the Nepal Tea Company. I actually got this tea a while back. I got it for my birthday, so I got this back in May, and I have been saving it to do a review, and I've been very busy since then, so I wasn't able to do a review on it and sit down and actually take the time to do that. So I'm very excited that I finally get to try this because it's been months and it's been sitting in my house and I've been really wanting to try it. If you're curious about why I got into Nepali tea, you can check the blog post, the link will be in the description, and that'll have the full story of why I got into Nepali tea. So for now, let's just jump right into this. So I got the Nepali breakfast tea, and it's described as black tea and spices. And on the back, it says, "Start the day the Nepalese way with our unique masala chia. Experience the color of CTC, flavors of orthodox with the zing of homemade spice mix." And it says the ingredients are CTC tea, black pepper, cloves, green cardamom, and cinnamon. Alright, so when I first looked at the ingredients, I was like, what's CTC tea? I didn't know. So I went and I actually looked that up, and CTC tea actually refers to a method of processing black tea, named for the process crush, tear, curl, and sometimes called cut, tear, curl, in which black tea leaves are run through a series of cylindrical rollers. The rollers have hundreds of sharp teeth that crush, tear, and curl the leaves. And it says the rollers produce small, hard pellets made of tea. And so this is a different method of manufacturing black tea. So I have a little bit of the loose leaf tea here because, first of all, I thought it was really interesting, so you can kind of see that. And it looks a little different than what you would think of for a black tea. And you can't really see it on camera, but you can see like the little pellets of black tea, so that's kind of cool. But it also has a traditionally produced black tea in it, so you can see that as well. Smelling it, you can definitely smell the black pepper, and actually at the bottom of my little cup here you can see a whole ton of it. So it's definitely a tea that when you're making it, you might want to like stir it up a little bit so that you make sure you get everything in it. And the green cardamom is, that was what really caught my eye when I looked at this because I wasn't really expecting that. So that's very prominent, and there's quite a bit of it in there. So smelling the tea, you can definitely smell the black pepper, and I can also definitely smell the cloves, which really excites me because I love cloves. There's a subtle black tea smell. Yeah, so it's a very spicy smell. So I have my tea steeped right here. So this was recommended to be steeped with boiling water for 5 minutes. So that's what I did. Whenever I make a cup of tea for the first time, I like to steep it for the recommended time because, you know, different people have different preferences, but it's obviously the people who manufactured the tea had an intent for how the tea was supposed to be steeped. So it's nice to, the first time, try it the way that it's like intended to be steeped. And then you can change it from there if you didn't like it very much, or you thought it was too bold or too weak of a flavor. So the steeped tea, I can still definitely smell the black pepper. The clove smell is a little bit weaker. I can smell the black tea a little bit more as well. So I'm gonna taste it. Ooh. That's really good. It definitely, ooh, I like this a lot. It definitely hits you first with the spices. It's kind of, it's almost like a chai, you know? I think the first thing I taste is the cinnamon, and yeah, the cinnamon and the cardamom and the cloves. And I was actually kind of scared at first when it said black pepper, and with how much I could see in the loose leaf tea, I was like, ooh, is this gonna have a really harsh black pepper taste? But it actually doesn't. It's very subtle. And then you really just get the bitterness from the black tea at the end. I like this a lot. I haven't added any cream or sugar into this, so this is just the straight tea steeped for 5 minutes. And it's very good. I really like this tea. I'm glad I have a full 2 ounces of it. It's very aromatic, and it's very much reminiscent of a chai because it's got those spices in it. It also has a lot of my favorite spices like cloves and cardamom and things like that, and you know, cinnamon obviously. So I definitely like this one a lot. I think if you have a chance to check it out, you definitely should. It's a very rich flavor. It's really abundant in that like spicy flavor, which is really nice. And it's very aromatic. And I know that's a word that's like used to describe tea a lot. Tea kind of tends to be aromatic to begin with, but it's really, the flavors of the spices really blend together with the black tea very well. And it does have a slightly different black tea flavor as well because of the CTCT in it. So that's an interesting, it's just a different flavor, which is really interesting. And I definitely like this a lot. So if you have a chance, I would definitely recommend picking up a cup of this tea. That's all for this episode of TKTP. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and comment down below your thoughts. If you've ever tried this tea, comment on my Instagram post about this video and tell me your thoughts. That's all for now. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy sipping.